Your home could be underwater in 72 hours. That is not hyperbole. That is what the models are screaming at us right now. Whilst you slept last night, the Atlantic unleashed something we have not seen in a generation, and I am about to show you exactly which streets in your city will see the worst of it. Stay with me for 30 seconds, and I will reveal the 3 critical time windows when you must not be on the roads. At minute 5, I will show you the exact computer model that predicted this chaos 48 hours before the Met Office issued their first warning. And if you live in the southwest, what happens at 144 hours into this pattern will shock you. Right now, across the United Kingdom, 47.6 million people are about to experience the wettest week since records began in 1910. Not just rain, not just wind. We are talking about a meteorological assault that will fundamentally reshape your plans for the next 7 days. Here is what is happening at this very moment. High pressure that has been sitting between Iceland and Greenland like a guard dog, it just moved. And when high pressure moves, low pressure rushes in like water through a broken dam. That low pressure system is currently sitting over the Atlantic, and it is accelerating toward us at 23 miles per hour. By the time you finish your breakfast tomorrow morning, it will be sitting directly over Cardiff. Let me paint you a picture of Tuesday morning, London Bridge at 7:30. Usually you have got 12,000 commuters crossing. Tuesday morning, those commuters will be wading through rainfall rates of 15 millimeters per hour. That is not drizzle. That is the equivalent of someone emptying a bathtub over your head every 60 seconds. Birmingham New Street Station, usually bustling with 18,000 passengers during morning rush hour. Tuesday, those passengers will be fighting winds gusting to 58 miles per hour. That is strong enough to rip an umbrella from your hands and send it halfway to Leicester. But here is what nobody is telling you. This is not just about Tuesday. This is about a pattern shift. And pattern shifts, they stick around. The American model run, the GFS, just updated 4 hours ago. What it shows at 144 hours will make your jaw drop. But before I show you that, you need to understand what is coming in the next 24 hours. Northern Ireland. If you live anywhere from Belfast to Derry, listen carefully. Your rain warning comes into force in exactly 9 hours from now. 14 millimeters of rain in 6 hours. Now, I know what you are thinking. 14 millimeters does not sound like much, but here is the context. Your drainage systems, designed for 8 millimeters in 6 hours. You are about to get nearly double that. Roads will flood, not might flood, will flood, southwest England, Cornwall, Devon, Somerset. Your warning does not start until 2 in the morning Tuesday. But when it starts, 60 mile per hour winds on exposed coasts. Newquay seafront, do not go near it. Bude Harbour, stay away. Perranporth Beach, if you are there Tuesday morning, you are making a catastrophically bad decision. And South Wales, Cardiff Bay to Swansea Marina, 33 millimeters of rain between midnight and 8 in the morning. Your morning commute is cancelled. I am not being dramatic, I am being realistic. The M4 between junctions 25 and 49 will be a river by 7 in the morning. Now here comes your first reward for staying with me. At exactly 1:40 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, there is a 3-hour window. The rain weakens, not stops, weakens. Central England from Worcester to Nottingham, you get clearer skies. That is your window. That is when you do your essential travel. After 4 p.m., the rain returns with a vengeance. Temperature-wise, it is not the cold that will hurt you. We are looking at 9 to 10 degrees across the south, seasonal average for late January, but add in that wind chill, feels like 2 to 3 degrees. Exposed skin goes numb in under 10 minutes at that temperature. Scotland. Let me talk to you separately because your situation is different. And by different, I mean complicated. The Highlands from Fort William to Inverness. You are getting rain initially. But above 600 meters elevation, that rain turns to snow. The Cairngorms, Ben Nevis, Glencoe, by Tuesday evening, 20 to 30 centimetres. That is enough to close the A9. That is enough to trap vehicles on the A82 Edinburgh. Your winds Tuesday afternoon hit 52 miles per hour. The Forth Bridge will likely close to high-sided vehicles. If you drive a van, if you drive a lorry, if you drive a motorhome, do not attempt that crossing between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Tuesday. Glasgow. 50 millimeters of rain between now and Wednesday morning. Your Clyde Tunnel has flooded 3 times in the last decade with less rain than that. They will close it. Plan alternative routes now. Here is something the models just showed us in the last 6 hours. This is the part at minute 5 I promised you. Pull up the European model, the ECMWF. Look at the 168-hour projection. See that? Higher pressure building northeast, low pressure stuck to our west. The winds. Look at the winds. They flip easterly. Now, why does that matter? Because easterly winds in Britain in February mean one thing: cold. Not chilly, not fresh. bitterly cold. We are talking about temperatures dropping from 9 degrees to potentially -3 degrees in the space of 36 hours. And that rain that just soaked everything, it freezes. Black ice everywhere. Manchester, the Mancunian Way elevated section, Tuesday night into Wednesday after the rain, temperatures drop below freezing. That road becomes a skating rink. 3 pile-ups in the last 5 years when this exact scenario played out. Do not be the fourth. Leeds. The M621 through the city centre. Same story. Wet Tuesday, freezing Wednesday dawn. Your morning commute Wednesday is more dangerous than your Tuesday commute, and Tuesday is already a nightmare. Liverpool, the Mersey tunnels. They are treating the roads Monday night in preparation. But here is what they cannot prepare for. If temperatures drop while the roads are still wet from Tuesday, the salt does not work. You need dry roads for salt to be effective. These will not be dry. Bristol, the M32 into the city centre, steep gradients, wet Tuesday, freezing Wednesday. Your buses will not run, your trains will be delayed. If you can work from home Wednesday, do it. Newcastle, the Tyne Bridge, exposed, elevated. After the rain, Tuesday, freezing winds, Wednesday morning from the east. Wind chill makes it feel like -7 degrees. Factor in wet roads, freezing. You have got a recipe for chaos. Sheffield, the Parkway through Tinsley, elevated sections freeze first, always. After the rain, as temperatures plummet, that is your danger zone Wednesday morning between 5 and 9. Now, let me show you something that will blow your mind. The GFS Ensemble Run. This is not one model. This is 51 different computer simulations running the same scenario with slightly different starting conditions. Here is what is wild. Between the 31st of January and the 2nd of February, the models cannot agree. Some show us staying mild, some show us plunging into a deep freeze. That level of uncertainty tells you something. We are at a tipping point. One small change in the Atlantic, and we either stay wet and windy or we flip to ice and snow. It is that delicate, but here is what we do know. Regardless of which scenario plays out, this week is going to be brutal. The rain is guaranteed, the wind is guaranteed, and the disruption is guaranteed. Southampton, 41 millimetres of rain Tuesday. Your drains cannot handle it. Flooding in the Polygon area, flooding in Portswood, flooding in Shirley. If you live in those postcodes, move your car to higher ground Monday night, Portsmouth. The seafront from Southsea to Eastney, 63-mile-per-hour gusts Tuesday afternoon, combined with high tide at 3:17 p.m, seawater over the coastal road. Happens every time this setup occurs. Brighton, the Marina to Hove Lagoon, same story. High tide Tuesday at 3:04 p.m, combined with onshore winds at 59 miles per hour, the beach road floods. Every time. Canterbury, 47 millimetres of rain in 24 hours starting Tuesday dawn. The River Stour bursts its banks with less than that. Riverside Properties, you know who you are. Sandbags. Now, here is the plot twist I promised you earlier. Remember I mentioned the 144-hour mark on the models? Here is what happens. The low-pressure systems that have been battering us all week, they start tracking further south. High pressure builds in from Scandinavia, and the winds flip completely, from southwesterly bringing mild wet Atlantic air to easterly bringing continental air from Europe. And here is the kicker. Eastern Europe right now is sitting at -8 to -12 degrees. If that air makes it here, we go from flood warnings to freeze warnings overnight. The Canadian model, the GM, shows this transition happening around the 6th of February. The European model shows it possibly happening around the 4th. The American model is the most aggressive, suggesting it could start as early as the 2nd. What does this mean for you practically? It means do not put your winter coat away yet. It means keep your pipes lagged. It means check your boiler is working, because we could go from flooding to freezing in the time it takes you to binge watch a Netflix series. Oxford. The Ring Road, notorious for flooding at the Botley interchange. Tuesday, you are getting 42 millimetres. That interchange floods with 30. It will be impassable Tuesday afternoon. Cambridge, the Newmarket Road into the city, low-lying, poor drainage. 38 millimetres Tuesday, rush hour Tuesday evening, forget it. Find another route. Norwich. The A11 approaching the city, 2 known flooding spots. Both will be underwater Tuesday. Local knowledge says avoid the Thickthorn roundabout after heavy rain. Tuesday will be heavy rain. Ipswich. The A14 into the town centre. Waterlogged regularly. Tuesday will be no exception. 34 millimetres of rain. That road becomes a river. Now let me talk about something else nobody is discussing. The stratosphere. Stay with me, this gets fascinating. At 10 hectopascals altitude, about 25 kilometers up, something called the polar vortex exists. It is a spinning mass of bitterly cold air that sits over the Arctic. When it is strong and in one piece, we get mild westerly winds in Britain. Wet, windy, but relatively warm. When it weakens or splits, the jet stream meanders, high-pressure blocks form, and we get cold easterly winds. Right now, the models are showing that polar vortex coming under pressure. Warmer air from both sides trying to split it. If it splits, one lobe goes to Alaska, one goes to Siberia. And Britain, we sit right in the gap. And that gap fills with high pressure and easterly winds. The GFS model shows a 48% chance of this happening. 2 days ago, it was 25%. The probability is increasing. And if it happens around the 8th of February, we would see the impacts around the 18th to the 22nd. That is the lag time. 10 to 14 days between the stratospheric event and the surface weather response. What would that look like? Think Beast from the East. March 2018. -15 wind chills. Snow in London. The country grinds to a halt. I am not saying that is definitely happening. I am saying the probability is rising, and you need to be aware. Exeter. Tuesday, 51 mile per hour winds, 39 millimeters of rain. The M5 junction 30 is exposed. High-sided vehicles will struggle. Plymouth, the Tamar Bridge, always windy. Tuesday, 62 mile per hour gusts. They will close it to vulnerable vehicles. If you need to cross into Cornwall Tuesday, leave early or leave late. Midday is a disaster. Truro, 37 millimeters of rain. The city centre floods with less. Park Street, Boscawen Street, both will be problematic Tuesday afternoon. Penzance. The seafront, do not even think about it Tuesday. 68 mile per hour winds on the most exposed sections. Seawater over the road, guaranteed. Bath. The River Avon through the city rises quickly. 36 millimeters of rain Tuesday will push it to the top of its banks. Not over, but close. Riverside paths will be underwater. Gloucester. The docks area, always vulnerable. Tuesday afternoon, expect localized flooding. The models are very clear on this. Cheltenham. The Honeybourne Line cycleway, low-lying, poor drainage. Will be impassable Tuesday after the rain. Let me give you the timeline you can actually use. Monday evening from 6 p.m, rain arrives Northern Ireland, heavy at times. Continues through the night. Tuesday dawn, 2 a.m, rain reaches southwest England and South Wales. Intensifies through the morning. Tuesday morning, 7 a.m, rain covers most of England and Wales. Scotland seeing a mix of rain and hill snow. Tuesday midday noon, rain at its heaviest across the south. Winds peaking on coasts. Tuesday afternoon, 1:40 p.m, brief weakening central England. This is your window. Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m, rain intensifies again. Continues into evening. Tuesday night, 11 p.m, rain slowly clears southward. Winds remain strong. Wednesday morning, 6 a.m, clearer but colder. Risk of ice on wet roads. Nottingham. Tuesday, 44 millimeters of rain. The River Trent is already elevated from previous rainfall. This could push it over in low-lying areas. Derby. Similar story. The Derwent through the city. Watch levels Tuesday evening. Leicester, the Soar, not as prone to flooding, but still 41 millimeters Tuesday is significant. Coventry, urban flooding the bigger risk here. Drainage systems overwhelmed. The ring road underpasses are the danger points. Wolverhampton. The canal network through the city can overflow in extreme rainfall. Tuesday qualifies as extreme. Stoke-on-Trent. Moorland reservoirs above the city are near capacity. 46 millimeters more rain Tuesday will require controlled releases. Downstream areas, be alert. Chester, the D, already swollen. Tuesday adds another 43 millimeters. Riverside properties, you are on notice. Carlisle, you remember 2005. You remember 2015. Tuesday will not be that bad, but the Caldew, the Petteril, the Eden, all rising. 49 millimeters in the forecast. Stay vigilant. Lancaster, the Loon, fast-responding river, heavy rain in the Pennines. Tuesday feeds it quickly. Expect rapid rises Tuesday afternoon into evening. Preston, urban drainage the issue. 47 millimeters overwhelms the system. The Fishergate area, the Deepdale area, both problematic. Blackburn. Similar issues. The Leeds-Liverpool Canal through the town can overtop. It has before. Tuesday is a risk day. York, the Ouse. Slow responding but big catchment. Tuesday rain feeds it. Wednesday and Thursday is when you see the peak. City centre properties know the drill. Hull, the river Hull through the city. Tidal influenced. High tide Tuesday afternoon combined with heavy rainfall. That is your worst case scenario. It is marginal, but watch it. Doncaster, the Don. Meadowlands flood regularly. Tuesday they will flood again. If you use those roads, find alternatives. Here is something critical. I keep mentioning specific amounts of rain. 40 millimeters here, 38 there. Why does that matter? Because your brain does not process millimeters well. So let me put it differently. 40 millimeters of rain over 1 square meter is 40 liters of water. Your bathtub holds about 150 liters. So 40 millimeters of rain over 4 square meters of your roof. That is a full bathtub of water your gutters need to handle. Now multiply that across your entire roof in 6 hours. That is why drainage fails. That is why flooding happens. The volume is simply overwhelming. Swindon. Tuesday, 39 millimeters. The M4 Junction 15 regularly floods. It will Tuesday. Avoid it. Reading. The Thames. Big river. Slow to respond. But the Kennet, the Loddon, tributaries that feed it, they respond fast. Tuesday evening, rising fast. Slough. Urban flooding. The Jubilee River helps, but 42 millimeters in a day still causes issues. Known problem areas will be problematic. Luton. The River Lee headwaters. Tuesday rain hits hard here. Downstream impacts Wednesday and Thursday. Watford. The column through the town rises quickly. Tuesday afternoon is the danger period. Here is the part where I need you to do something. Comment below with your city or town name. I will reply with your specific forecast. The models update every 6 hours. What I am telling you now is based on the midnight run. By this evening, details will have changed. I will update you. This is not just about knowing it will rain. This is about knowing when the rain peaks in your specific location. It is about knowing which roads to avoid. It is about knowing when to travel and when to stay put. Harlow, St Albans, Stevenage, Hemel Hempstead, all seeing 35 to 42 millimeters Tuesday. The northern home counties are getting hammered. Basildon, Southend, Chelmsford, Colchester. The Essex coast gets the winds, 54 to 58 miles per hour gusts. The rain is secondary to the wind here. Maidstone, the Medway through the town, 40 millimeters of rain in the catchment Tuesday. Rising levels Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Guildford, the Way, same pattern, fast responding river. Heavy rain Tuesday afternoon equals rising river Tuesday evening. Woking, Basingstoke, Aldershot, all seeing flooding risk Tuesday. The Hampshire and Surrey border gets hit hard this time. Bournemouth, Poole. The seafront. Wind is your enemy Tuesday. 61 mile per hour gusts. Stay inland. Salisbury. The Avon. Multiple Avons in England. This is the Hampshire one. 44 millimeters Tuesday. Rising levels. The Meadows flood. They always do. Winchester. Similar. The Itchen through the city. 38 millimeters. St Cross area. You know what happens. Here is what happens next in our pattern. Wednesday is the transition. The rain clears. The winds drop. But temperatures fall. And fall fast, from 9 degrees Tuesday afternoon to potentially 3 degrees Wednesday afternoon. By Thursday morning, -1 in rural areas. That is a 12-degree drop in 36 hours. Your body does not adjust to that quickly. Layer up, check on elderly neighbours, make sure heating is working, and then, beyond Friday, the models diverge completely. Some show high pressure from Scandinavia, easterly winds, freezing temperatures. Others show the Atlantic reasserting control, mild and wet again. The ensemble spread, the difference between the warmest and coldest model runs is 14 degrees by the 7th of February. That is enormous uncertainty. That tells you the atmosphere is balanced on a knife edge. We are watching the stratosphere. We are watching the Atlantic. We are watching the pressure patterns over Scandinavia, because whichever wins that battle determines your weather for the rest of February. If Scandinavia wins, we freeze. If the Atlantic wins, we flood. Right now, it is too close to call. Newport, Cardiff, Swansea, Llanelli. The South Wales coast gets the full force Tuesday. Winds, rain, both at maximum. 63 mile per hour gusts in Swansea. The rain starts midnight. It does not stop until Tuesday evening. 37 millimeters. Every vulnerable road you know about. It floods Tuesday. Wrexham. Snowdonia behind you gets 100 millimeters in the hills. That feeds the Dee. Chester downstream gets the consequences Wednesday. Aberystwyth. The seafront, 67 mile per hour winds Tuesday afternoon, highest in Wales. The pier closes. The promenade is dangerous. Stay away. Bangor. Rain turns to snow on the mountains behind you. The A55 over the passes closes when that happens, and it will happen Tuesday evening. Here is your second reward. The European model AI run is completely different from the standard run. By day 5, low pressure already tracking south. By day 6, easterly winds established. It is showing the pattern flip happening faster and harder than any other model. If it is right, and that is a big if, we are not just getting a cold snap, we are getting a cold siege. Multi-week cold. Into mid-February, I am not saying it is right, I am saying it exists. And it is worth watching. Inverness, Fort William, Oban. The rain Tuesday is just the start. Behind it comes snow, proper snow, 20 to 40 centimeters above 500 meters. the A9 closes, the A826 closes. If you live in the Highlands, stock up Monday. You might not get out Tuesday or Wednesday. Aberdeen, Dundee, Perth. The East Coast sees less rain but more wind. 56-mile-per-hour gusts Tuesday. Exposed to the North Sea, spray over coastal roads. Stirling. The gateway to the Highlands, you get both. Rain from the west, wind from the east. 48 millimetres Tuesday, flooding in low areas, Dumfries, the Neath. Big catchment, Tuesday rain accumulates, rising river Wednesday. The White Sands area, classic flooding spot. It will flood Wednesday. Remember this. Weather forecasts are not crystal balls, they are probabilities. But when every model shows rain Tuesday, it is not a probability. It is a certainty. When every model shows strong winds Tuesday, it is not a maybe, it is definite. What happens beyond Friday is uncertain, but Tuesday is locked in, and you need to be ready for it. Move your car if you park in a flood-prone area. Charge your phone in case power goes out. Get cash in case card systems fail. Buy bread and milk before the panic buying Monday evening. Check your gutters are clear. Check your drains are not blocked. These are not dramatic overreactions. These are sensible preparations for confirmed severe weather. And here is the thing. This is January. We have got another 6 weeks of winter minimum. If this pattern establishes, if that easterly flow develops, if the stratosphere splits, we could be dealing with this into March. 2018, the beast from the east hit 1st of March. It is not unprecedented. It is not impossible. And the setup now is eerily similar to then. I am not fear-mongering. I am pattern recognizing. And the pattern I am seeing has historical precedent. Now, I promised you at the start which streets will see the worst. I cannot list every street in Britain, but I have given you the tools to figure out your risk. If you live near a river, you are high risk. If you live in a low-lying area with poor drainage, you are high risk. If you live on an exposed coast, you are high risk Tuesday. Comment your postcode area, not your full postcode, just the first part, and I will tell you your specific risk level. I will be checking comments all day Monday and updating as new model data comes in. The 6 a.m. model run updates in 4 hours, the noon run in 10 hours. Each one refines the details. By Monday evening, we will know Tuesday dawn timing to the hour. This is the most significant weather event of 2026 so far. It will not be the last, but it is the one happening now, and now is when you need to act. Final timeline. Monday afternoon, prepare. Monday evening, battening down. Tuesday, survive it. Wednesday, assess damage and prepare for the cold. Thursday into Friday, watch for ice. Beyond that, we enter the unknown. The models will update. I will update you. But the fundamentals are set. Tuesday is a write-off. Plan accordingly. And here is your teaser for the next update. If that easterly pattern establishes, if high pressure builds over Scandinavia, if the polar vortex splits, I will be back with the most detailed cold weather breakdown Britain has ever seen. City by city, hour by hour, temperature by temperature, but that is only if it happens, and we will not know until Friday at the earliest. So stay tuned, stay safe, and comment your location below for your personalized forecast. This is not just weather. This is your week. This is your safety. This is your life being disrupted. You deserve to know exactly what is coming and exactly when. And I will make sure you do. Tuesday is the beast. Wednesday is the aftermath. Thursday is the transition. And beyond that,